Let's talk to Mary in Leicestershire. How do you feel about this, Mary? Thanks for ringing.
Hi, I'm just surprised that the last speaker, he said when you asked her, can Meghan and the children come too? Yeah, they can come. Yes, they definitely can come, Harry and his family. What I really like about Harry is, he's a gutsy person. He went after the newspapers for the hacking job, and he extracted an apology from them about the way they hounded his mother.
True, yeah.
And his mother was actually hacked.
You're absolutely right. I really, really agree with that. It's very, very daunting to take on.
He's got his mother's genes, hasn't he?
Yeah, Mary, you're right. It takes a lot of money, a lot of guts. Yeah. It really does. But I think some people perceived it very differently from you, Mary. They just thought, God, he's whinging. He's always complaining. He's always moaning. And this is a man who is, a multi-millionaire, a man who is incredibly privileged, a man who's married a woman that he says he adores, got 2 beautiful children. Why is he always wronged and why is he always moaning? But you don't quite see it like that, Mary.
No, I don't see it like that at all, Vanessa. I mean, William took a payout from the newspapers slyly without any of us knowing it until it was all brought out into the open. And why shouldn't he write a book about himself? Why should Paul Burrell and Angela Kelly and Giles Brandreth be writing about him and about his life? Yeah. Why couldn't he write about his own life and about the erroneous stories that were put out about him and the way his wife was ridiculed, and his family were, he basically had to leave the country. Why didn't his father or his brother speak out to the newspapers and say, enough is enough?
Well, first of all, unfortunately, you don't get to tell the newspapers enough is enough. You don't get to say, don't cover this story, don't write about it anymore, even if you are the king, you really don't. And if you did say that or try to say that, imagine all the front pages saying, King tries to muzzle the media, Charles silent. You can't speak out and say, stop writing stories about Harry or about yourself, even if you are the king. But Dom, I think...
In the unpredictable, high-stakes world of daytime television, where every raised eyebrow is caught in 4K and every awkward pause is meme-worthy within minutes, one viewer just blew the roof off the polite TV debate format. This wasn't just another call-in, this was a takedown. Mary from Leicestershire, yes, our caller of the month, and now a certified daytime TV icon, didn't just join the Vanessa Feltz show, she hijacked it. What started as a normal afternoon segment turned into a fiery, can't-look-away showdown that's still being shared, clipped and dissected online. Vanessa's show, a daily dose of Channel 5 drama, usually serves up a mix of celebrity gossip, royal chatter, and big-issue debates with a sprinkle of controversy for good measure. But this episode, it hit different. It was the perfect storm. Prince Harry, the press, and a public that split right down the middle on whether he's a hero, a villain, or just a man trying to live his life without a tabloid parked outside his house. Vanessa opened the segment with her trademark gravitas, that dramatic lead-in that makes you feel like you're about to hear something earth-shattering, and acknowledged Harry's latest legal win against newsgroup newspapers. Harry's won his case, she said, her tone ever so slightly skeptical, as if questioning whether this victory was really the moral triumph Harry claims it to be. And right there, that's when Mary decided she wasn't going to sit quietly and let Harry be painted as the royal troublemaker again. She jumped in with the kind of clarity that slices through studio chatter like a knife. What I really like about Prince Harry is he is a gutsy person, Mary declared, her voice unwavering. No hedging, no softening the edges, just a straight-up statement that set the tone for everything that followed. Mary wasn't just praising Harry, she was reframing the entire narrative. She reminded viewers that Harry wasn't just suing newspapers for the money, he was doing what no other royal had dared to do in over 100 years, taking the press to court, testifying in person, and putting decades of media abuse under the microscope. She took us back to 2019, when Harry launched his lawsuits against Mirror Group newspapers, accusing them of hacking phones, digging through voicemails and spying on his personal life. Fast forward to December 2023, Harry became the first royal to testify in open court in more than a century. The man stood up there under oath and described how articles shaped by illegal methods ruined relationships, messed with his mental health, and dredged up pain from Diana's death that never really healed. And Mary made sure everyone remembered the outcome. Harry won. He got justice. The court ruled in his favour on 15 of 33 articles and awarded him £140,600 in damages. plus a public apology from the Mirror. But the money wasn't the point. The accountability was. As Mary put it, Harry forced the press to look in the mirror, pun absolutely intended, and own up to years of harassment. She brought Prince William into the conversation, and let's be honest, you could feel the temperature in the studio rise. Mary pointed out that William took a secret £1 million settlement from Newsgroup newspapers back in 2020 over phone hacking, a fact that only came to light during Harry's case. Why is it, Mary asked, her tone sharp as a blade, that William can quietly pocket a payout behind closed doors and be praised for keeping the peace, but when Harry fights in public he's called a drama king? Vanessa tried to jump in, tried to guide the conversation back toward the Harry is dividing the monarchy narrative, but Mary wasn't having it. This wasn't just a call. This was a reckoning. She pointed out that Harry's public fight didn't just help him. It opened doors for other victims to get justice. His actions shone a spotlight on the very system that allowed the press to get away with criminal behavior for years. At this point, you could see Vanessa shifting in her chair, the crossed arms, the raised eyebrows, the little half smile that says I'm still in charge here. Except she wasn't. Mary then dropped her next truth bomb, the hypocrisy of slamming Harry for telling his own story while giving a free pass to royal insiders like Paul Burrell and Angela Kelly. Let's be real. Burrell has made a career out of spilling royal secrets. His books are packed with private conversations, intimate details about Diana, even tidbits about William and Harry growing up. His latest book, The Royal Insider, even took direct aim at Harry, accusing him of using him in a 2017 meeting with William only to call him a two-faced S* in spare. Angela Kelly, meanwhile, revealed behind-the-scenes details of the Queen's final days in her own books. Both of them made money off royal secrets. Yet neither faced the level of backlash Harry did when Spare dropped in January 2023. Mary's voice was like a rallying cry. Why shouldn't Harry write about his own life? Why shouldn't he tell his own story? And honestly, she was right. But the best part, Mary did it all with grace. She wasn't shouting, she wasn't rude. She was calm, composed, and deadly accurate with her points. She reminded everyone that Harry's fight is bigger than him. His lawsuits exposed more than 50 unlawful articles in the Mirror case alone, paving the way for other claimants to get justice. His fight against NGN in 2024 ended with a massive settlement and a public apology that stretched all the way back to his Eton school days. Mary's intervention turned what could have been just another royal bashing segment into a moment of truth-telling, a moment where one viewer's voice drowned out years of tabloid noise, and that's why she's our Caller of the Month. Mary didn't just make a point, she made history, at least TV history. She reminded everyone that sometimes it takes just one ordinary person to say, enough. So here's to Mary from Leicestershire, the woman who refused to let Harry be dragged without pushback, who called out William's quiet deal, who reminded everyone that telling your story shouldn't be a crime. And honestly, the next time Harry wins a case, they should let Mary announce it live on air. Because if anyone can cut through the noise and make people sit up, it's her.